Good morning. So today I'm going to talk about something I experienced yesterday, which was rather new, and I don't know what it is, and I don't know what I think. I'm just going to tell you, and I'm going to tell you my associations. I have been very shielded. I don't even know if that's the right word, but I've been isolating myself. Not personally, because I've had good communication with people that are close to me, but I have had a very fragile sense in how much input I can take. So I haven't been much on my favorite forum, and I haven't been messaging with my with friends, and I have not been doing as much light work when I've been out, because I've had to. Well, processes have just taken up more energy than they normally would do. And I felt very tired, and I felt a lot of resistance. There's been a lot of little things that I've stumbled upon. And this is something that I've had for the most part of my life, and it's definitely part of my life lesson to work with this resistance. I'm not sure if I have mentioned this before, but I've had a lot of it. I've had a ridiculous amount of resistance. And I've also worked really elegantly with the resistance, not in the beginning, but gradually, using lots and lots and lots of techniques to appreciate, to work with, to step over, to also sense the resistance, to appreciate the resistance in itself, and etc., etc., and various ways to not avoid the negativity, because then you actually strengthen it, but to allow the negativity and let it pass without bitterness or resentment or self-pity, those kind of things. So that's a decade-long journey that I've had with practical difficulties. Some of this comes from my ADHD, that I do things a little bit stupider than others. I'm sorry, I'm not speaking for any other people with ADHD or neuro. I'm just speaking for me, that I'm clumsy with things, and part of it comes from my something in me that breaks electronics, because I don't know anyone who has the same type of record with. I have a perfectly new mobile phone that I received for gift in Christmas, and it's broken now, and it's a charging dock, and it's a solid, very good, and I've taken really good care of it, and it's broken now. And my computer started doing things, and I've had a break from it for a while, but it's a really long, documented thing where electronics don't work well around me, so I use them wisely. I mean, I choose when I use electronics, assuming that part of the message is, stay away from them. So that the point was that I actually do have more practical difficulties than an average person. I can argue this, but I won't. I will just state it, and you can accept it or not. It doesn't matter to me. And that I have had more than average practice in living with it and working with it. So when I say that these weeks have been full of resistance, it's not something new. It was a fairly long time since I felt so negative from it, and I had a little bit harder time to step over it and allow light in and those kind of things, but not too much. Just that I noticed that it was sort of still lingering. Yeah. And then yesterday, that's when I found out that my mobile phone, not only that because I thought it was the charger that was broken, in this very random way, but then it turns out it's actually the phone, and it got to me because I have an insurance on the phone, so that means I have to put the phone in at a repair center by the insurance choice, and they're always very, very slow. So it can take a month and a half before I get my phone back. And all the practical elements here because then they will reset the phone. So anything I have on there, all my notes, all my voice messages, my song, I make some songs sometimes, all the photos, videos, all my alarms. I have a very elaborate system because I have a not so well working memory. I have a very elaborate system of alarms and calendar setup and all that. It's a huge task. And I was already feeling tired. So this news got to me. And at one point I could really feel negativity like clutching me. And that I haven't felt in a really, like maybe years. And I opened up for light and I let it go, and I could just feel it closing in, like taking a more and more, just almost like a chokehold, but more like a whole body hold. And it's like, what is this? Okay, this has got to go. And I started like shaking like this. And then it was this soot that I wrote about, that I'd seen this in a man's aura. I'd seen soot, and that's what it was. It was like, around me, rather compact mass, but in essence it was this soot in little tiny particles. And when I shook, it dispersed a little bit, and then it set in again, and I had to actually shake several times. I'm sorry, I sound crazy. And to my children and to all my children's friends, if you would ever watch this, don't blame them. It's not their fault. Okay. So I had to shake before it got let go, and then I really had to use a big, like, take the wings up, really, more like in almost a, I was going to say almost a warrior mode, but it wasn't, because there was no aggression in what I did. But it was a definite state my space, and not just not just stating my space with love, but actually stating my space with intent, integrity, like an uncompromising, and then really working on getting light from above, because I was really grounded. That was not the problem. So getting light from the above, and even then, when I sort of couldn't concentrate because I am low, so I didn't have that really straight up focus, and I could sort of sense that there was something in the air blocking a little bit, and then I had to shake again, and so I sat for a while just shaking like this to make sure that it was clear, and then I got a good channel, and I sat for a good while, making sure that there was full charge, so to speak. And today I feel a lot better. yeah, so I thought that was strange. I thought that was interesting, and um, I'm thinking that it's connected to some of the things that I've been writing about and with others, but I can't really find the thread, so that will probably be in a second. That will become some other time. Um, Curious new learnings. Okay, take care. See ya.